Hey guys, it's me again, Ron Williams with the Ron Williams YouTube channel. We've got an interesting video that we're doing today, and it's with professional football player Joe Kruger. And this is kind of controversial for me because one of the things I always say is never do shoulder presses because of the damage that it creates in the shoulders. But Joe Kruger, being a professional football player and playing the line, there are certain movements that he has to do over and over and over and over again. And this is his livelihood. This is his. This is what he does for a living. This is what he loves. And no matter what, he's gonna do shoulder presses. He's got some damage and some pain in his shoulders from doing shoulder presses from earlier years. But because he is such a great football player and he has to do this movement, and one of the things with Joe is he's so quick and so agile, maybe not the biggest player, but his arms are so necessary in what he does. He's going to do shoulder presses. So my job now is to say, Joe, what is the safest way we can get you through this movement? So you'll notice that I'm teaching him that the shoulder presses to the side are gonna absolutely destroy that joint. If we're gonna preserve anything, let's push to the front. Many times you'll hear me say that the shoulder joint is like a Barbie doll. And when you push straight out to the side, it forces that ball out of the socket. But if you push to the front, you still have a little rotation, but it's not a natural movement. The natural movement is the muscles are made in an arc. So let's stay within that arc formation. All of the movements have an arc. You look at your biceps, your triceps, throughout your whole body, there's an arc. So let's jump right into this. I want you to push to the front rather than straight to the side. Because to the side, you force the ball out of the socket. To the front, you still, this is where you play, the position you play, but here forces that ball out of the socket and could create injury later. Because you're gonna get really strong at this, and when your arms are straight up in the air, all the weight is pushing down on that joint.
My shoulders get really sore easily, so I've kind of avoided that, especially since my torn labrum, which was a long time ago, but still. If I do that a lot, they get sore easy.
If you did it like this, but try to keep it to the front, even, you know, the very edge here. So keep it in front of you. This right here would, man, just thinking about doing it this way hurts my shoulders. I mean, I know what that's doing, so it would take all the fun out of lifting if I did it that way.
Desire and passion, it kind of, so let's say you're a really good athlete in the NFL, you know, you're a higher paid guy. If you're one of those guys and let's say you don't have as much passion, you know, you work hard, you love to compete, versus a guy that does have passion, loves to compete, you know, loves the game, loves what he's doing, loves the people around him, loves to train, loves to eat right, you know, just develop habits, great habits for everything you can do, everything it takes, because you have passion for it. That's when you kind of find, I mean, I haven't made it up to that level myself, that's what I'm trying to do now, but those guys are just like, you know, what they do is just a way of life. I mean, they're not trying to eat right, they're not trying to sleep right, they're not trying to not party, they just don't. It's just a habit. That's just the way they live. And they're very happy. You know, those are the guys that love to show up to work. You know, you love to talk to those guys. They're very genuine people. And that's just a way of life.
Really good at anything if you have those principles. And courage, it's impossible to have courage without fear. Courage is actually overcoming fear. And some things that we face, facing the unknown is kind of fearful. But the courage says, regardless of how fearful it is, I'm gonna enter into it and I'm gonna conquer this thing and I'm gonna overcome it. You take a paratrooper who's never jumped out of a plane and you take one who's had 1,000 jumps. you have them both standing there about to jump out of the plane. One says, I do this all the time, and he jumps. The other one says, I don't know what this feels like. What it's gonna be like, and he's afraid, but he takes the courage, and he jumps. That first time, it took courage for him to overcome it. And I think that with a lot of what you're doing, it's taken a great amount of courage to go to that next level. And I really believe in you, man. I know, I can say in my mind that I know that you're gonna do what it takes to be that great player. Because just listening to you, you know what it takes. You said, I'm there now, I'm trying to go to that next level, and it's the passion, and it's becoming this thing. I mean, I hear you say it, so it's like you're bringing it all together because you've got the gifting, you've got the skill, you've got all of the raw materials of greatness. So I'm just excited to see you be great, man.